Time of death, devotion again play a huge key role. If we have a devotion toward your Lama, and here we have to understand something, that when you really let's say get angry, like very angry, in that very moment that's impossible to compassion to be coming at the same time spontaneously. It is what you call, it just can't be happening. So what I'm trying to say here, the time of death, the biggest obstacle is fear. So fear has a quality that our mind become a tense, or awareness become a tense, or let's say narrow or tight. And at the same time, the devotion has a quality of relax, open, and it's just openness. So now, time of death, there is this fear of whatever, all these fears are kind of coming, and all the things are coming up. And in the danger of one people dying, in the Padmasambhava, he mentioned in the Tibetan Book of Death, the Pardo Tödel, that because the time of death, the last single thought is playing a huge role where you enter into which kind of realm, or in a Pardo. So that it's exactly the same as when you go to bed. So maybe you are going to sleeping, maybe it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and there are lots of thoughts are just running around your mind. And then the last, like before you enter into sleep, the last thought you are maybe not aware of, but that last thought, maybe you're thinking of mother, and then you went into sleep. And then later in the dream, you are with your mom. So it's play a crucial role, that last thought. Now the devotion here, on the other hand, if you have a connection with your Lama, and if the Lama represent all the good quality, all the good quality. So when you think of the Lama, your heart melts, your ego melts. Now, can you imagine in the time of death, if you have a devotion toward the Lama, what really happening is that your mind is very relaxed. There is no tense, it's just relaxed. Lama cheno, Lama cheno, tinchen tsawe Lama cheno. Now, if the Lama represents you, the Mahamudra, the Dharmakaya, so that's depend. And if the Lama represents the Mahamudra and the Lama cheno, with that devotion, if your last breath stop, I guarantee this is called Dharmakaya Phowa. This is Dharmakaya Phowa, because in Dharmakaya Phowa, you are going back to the source. You're going back to the nature of mind. You don't have to enter into any particular pure land. Let's say if you are, if your Mahamudra practice or your Dzogchen practice is not that level that you can maintain the Lama as the Dharmakaya, then let's say maybe the Sambhogakaya. Your Lama is maybe animation, the emanation of, let's say, particular idam, the Chindrazik, Avalokiteshwaraya, or the Manjushri, or the Amitabha, Vepame. Then what will happen, because as soon as you think of Lama Cheno, because you have this connect with the inner Lama, and inner Lama represent that particular idam, and I guarantee that kind of devotion connecting, let's say with the Amitabha, your Lama is an animation of the emanation of Amitabha, and because of the Sambhogakaya form, so you will end up in a Sambhogakaya, the pure land, which call it. So there your Lama as a Amitabha, or there your Lama as a Chindrazik, or the so on and so forth. Depend which your Lama is practicing, what the main deity. So you are in a Pure Land, So now in the Nirmanakaya, so like this is interesting that the Nirmanakaya form, your Lama has a devotion toward the Nirmanakaya form, the outer. So then you will take a rebirth again in a human and continue with the Lama and continue practice. So this is interesting, that devotion toward the Lama in the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, where in the result it will not let you down to the lower three realm, So it's a powerful tool. It's a really like a law of nature. It will really create a good rebirth, and that's why it's important to have a really good impression of your Lama in your heart. So that's why in the Vajrayana we always say, and if you have a doubt toward the Lama, you have to kind of solve it. Otherwise, in the end of life, should I really, is he or she is reliable or not? And that is already obstacle, So you have to, without any doubt, so you have to connect with your Lama. So that's important. Even in the time of death, the Lama devotion is so important, so important.